How much do you buy fuel, and how much are you looking to buy going forward? And is there going to be any risk of fuel scarcity anytime soon? Well, fuel prices are on the rise, just in case you do not know, across the country, driven by global conflict, particularly the ongoing crisis between Israel and Iran, as well as local inefficiencies. Industry sources say depot prices have spiked. Dangote's prices moved from 825 naira to 840 naira per litre, while other depots are now selling at 900 to 930 naira per litre. Well, let's also tell you that Festus Osifo, president of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSAN, has accused oil marketers of taking advantage of the crisis to make excessive profits. He still insists, and he insisted, that petrol should be selling for between 700 naira and 750 naira per litre.
Now, this price hike also comes amid an ongoing strike by tanker drivers along the Lekki-Epe corridor in Lagos. Petroleum tanker drivers took to the streets on Monday protesting a 12,500 naira parking fee imposed by the Lagos State government through the Electronic Call-Up Systems Company. In response, the Lagos State government maintained that there would be no reversal of the e-call-up system, accusing the unions of collecting as much as 41,000 naira from drivers without providing any service in return. And so joining us to discuss these developments is the national president of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, and that's Dr. Billy Gillis-Harry. Dr. Gillis-Harry, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you for coming on. There's so much in this story that we can unpack, from the strike to the call-up fees to the inefficiencies in Nigeria's petroleum sector, the Israel and Iran conflict and what it would mean for the Nigerian sector, plus the instability in the price of depot, and then how much Nigerians get to pay at the pump. But let's start with the price, right? And what we're seeing at the depot, whether it's Dangote or NNPC and Nigerians getting to pay at the depot or rather at the pump. What exactly are we seeing at this time in terms of transparency and regulation with the fuel price?
Well, fuel prices, a good point in Nigeria, and thank you for having us in your studio today. The fact is that economic circumstances, and the vagaries of the season and the times, will always give us some change, which is a permanent feature in the life of a human being. Changes. You've already read out the reasons why the price changes are affected, and that is the reality is something that is verifiable, and everybody can see why so many things are changing, and how the prices are being, how prices are being affected by it. That is what we have now today. Dangote's price, as you can see, is still the lowest, and hopefully we should be able to, see how this price is effectively implemented at the retail outlets.
All right. What's the impact with the Israel-Iran, war ongoing? What's the impact on the current oil prices? Let's also look at that. We have an idea, but for the benefit of our viewers, they would want to know, especially every Nigerian on the street often hears, oh, they are fighting somewhere in Israel and Iran. It's going to affect the price, and people start running around with gallons to ensure that they fill up so that they don't stop buying petrol at a higher rate. So can you break it down in line with what what has been said by Mr. Festus Osifo, that he doesn't buy that. He doesn't buy it at all. Rather, that petrol should be selling for 700 to 750, and people are taking advantage of it.
Well, let us be, certain that buying fuel in cans and storing is unsafe, and we do not encourage Nigerians to do that. If you're buying PMS in your car, and your car is in a safe place, and you can be able to manage yourself, from moving to only necessary places, that would be the right thing to do. The fact that there is a fight between Israel and Iran is affecting global supply of crude oil. So the moment that fight started, Iran's production started dwindling. And once that situation comes, the price of crude oil in the market will increase because Iran is a major supplier of crude oil into the global market. So that is just the dynamics. There is nothing extraordinary. And then, of course, with those, rockets and heavy armaments, going around there, I mean, some of them fall into the sea. Some of them will, go out of the direction of the targets that they're sent down. So shipping becomes endangered. And that itself will become one of the reasons why the prices for the cost of logistics will increase. So these are very plausible and easily understandable reasons why the price of crude oil will change. And once crude oil prices change, of course, there is always going to be a speculation of those who are refining that we need to maximize certain levels of profit to be able to stay in business. So it's a normal business practice, and we do not frown at that.
Now, whilst we're talking about, let's take it back home to this call-up fees and the tanker driver strike. We know that the tanker drivers are literally the sectors, should I say the nerve of this sector. They are the ones who transport the oil to the final consumer, to all of the far-flung parts of this country. And when they go on strike, it means traffic, it means hurting, and it also means, fuel prices going high. Now, the Lagos State government have maintained that this call-up fees are necessary, but how is your association and also all stakeholders involved trying to streamline this or try to de-escalate tension so that the tanker drivers can pay the fee, leave the roads, and, get on with the final products to the consumers across Nigeria?
Well, it's the same challenge we're having all over. When government comes out and reels out a policy without consulting with stakeholders. First of all, accusations of 41,000 naira being taken is probably just a speculation. And those are the kind of problems that we have. Petrol is in full support to ensure that the 12,500 naira should not be paid. First of all, it's too high, and there was no consultation as to why that fee should be paid. It's a call-up system. So what is the cost of the call-up system, and what is the cost of doing a full cycle of one call-up for one truck? So this is why for us in Petrol, we have advocated that we shouldn't pay more than 2,000 naira. That's if at all we agree to pay. And government should not just come up and be slapping policies. The decisions are very difficult, and everybody is finding it difficult to survive. So every little thing that is being requested from us as additional payment is like keeping us out of business. So this is a challenge that the government should see. They shouldn't look at it like it's any direct fight. It's something that we can sit down, calculate what is there, and then agree. That's why we have the Petroleum Industry Stakeholders Forum. So these are some of the things that we should be able to bring to those forums, resolve, and then be able to move. Okay? So that the tanker drivers today, they are one of the most critical, last miles, just like Petrol. We are the last mile in the entire industry. Even the petroleum tanker drivers will bring their products to our receptacles, and we are the ones that will still be, carrying the brunt of that payment. So it's not just a charge that goes to just a driver. It will be passed on to you that you're sitting in the studio. So when we're putting on the resistance or requesting for explanations, it is for the benefit of Nigerians. So there shouldn't be any sentiment of accusing any one sector of, oh, they are collecting so much money. It's an assertion, and they have reason why certain fees must be paid to be able to maintain services and efficiency. Those drivers need instant response. They get medically, treated. They have insurance, that is working out from between the drivers and the owners of it. So there's quite a lot of money that's been spent. And who pays the money? It's still us. The patron, the patrons and the members and the DAPMans and the IPMans of the world. So when you do it, when you try to put a price, you should ask us, how does it feel? And what is it that is required to do that? So that's where we stand. And we are very much in support of the government not taking the 12,500.
And that means, I mean, if you're saying that, you know, that Lagos State did this without consulting stakeholders and, you know, Petrol and every other stakeholders do not stand for this amount, that means that the tanker drivers will still be there, not immobile, and that means the final products are not going to get to the consumers. This will cause panic buying and hoarding, and this will also mean a price hike, you know?
You can see the danger. This is why we need to be preemptive in every situation in this country. Now, even if that refusing to load lasts only 2 hours, it's going to impact the system very negatively. So there was no need to allow it to snowball to this point.
Right.
We could have quickly put in. After all, what is government? Government is meant to be in place to serve our welfare and give us the values that we need.
But Lagos State isn't bulging. They're not moving. They have said that 12,500 naira still stands. What will be a lasting resolution? Is it that it will reduce the price to say 5,000, 10,000, or no fee at all?
We have offered that we can pay between 2,000 and 2,500.
And what is Lagos State's response?
Well, so far we have not heard anything from them because we made our commitments very open. We didn't hide. All the stakeholders in the industry took a position, and we decided that the government should be able to sit down and discuss with us. So we should be expecting them to call us, not to say we adamant and then they're giving reasons. Who is going to pay the money? It's us. Where are we going to get the money to pay? From the sky? We are going to get it paid from business.
Anyway, we've looked at this. Hopefully, we did hear there was a meeting that was supposed to hold on Monday, if I'm right. There hasn't been any communique from that meeting with Lagos State. So in other words, we can rightly conclude that after the meeting, nothing has been said from Lagos State. Are we correct to say so?
Well, we are having our own idea of how we are going to make sure that we bring peace and resume work. So we are working on that. Leaders in the industry are meeting, and we are discussing the best way to make sure that Nigerians don't suffer for it.
All right. The spokesperson to IPMAN, Mr. Ukadike, did join us here as well upon the mention of Dangote's trucks. He said it's a welcome development, although he would wish that Dangote would focus more on ensuring that the transport of gas and fuel is done through the pipelines for easy access. What's your take on Dangote rolling out trucks from Dangote to ensure that there's proper delivery of premium motor spirit, and then, of course, as time progresses, we'll be looking at CNGs as well. And these are CNG trucks. What's your take on that? Are there any fears that this could, in one way or the other, impact on already established businesses that are equally doing the same? And you also worry that some drivers may have to abort and then join Dangote? I mean, these are internal conversations that I know that you may have had and other bodies have had after hearing, that this is what Dangote is set to do.
Well, we think that the Dangote announcement is work in progress also, and we want to be able to watch the development. We hope that there should be a stakeholder meeting on these issues and be able to get answers that will help in running the business more effectively. We, as an organization, we give all the support we can to any of the players, the refiners, the importers, the depot owners, and every single person that is involved in ensuring that our businesses are progressively moving and is very successful. But we will find it very difficult to understand that one company just woke up and they're going to be refining, they're going to be storing, and then they're going to be distributing. And the process in which this is going to be done has not even been broached or discussed with the stakeholders in the industry. There are various, representations in the segment, this segment. And we think that most of all these actions and policies should be what we should discuss and look at the results. What are the resultant effects? Once this happens, we fear that monopoly will be what will be rearing its head at the corner, and that's our concern. So our major concern is the project itself is a good one, but how good is it for the success of Dangote and the success of my 3 pump owner station members or 38 pump owner station members? So these are the concerns we have. But August 15th is still quite a distance away. We believe that between now and that time, that we should be able to sit down and discuss. But as a responsible organization, we have reeled out our concerns, and I believe that you had a copy of our press release on the matter.
All right.
So that summarizes exactly.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us and shedding more light on this. Hopefully, we'll wait for that communique to come by. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Many thanks there, Dr. Billy Gillis-Harry. He is the National President of Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria.
Absolutely.